The history of pickleball. So here are the contents. First is the theme, introduction, equipment of pickleball, dimension of pickleball court, and rules of pickleball. So this is the theme: Sandara Tabanao, Leah Maring, Angel Nalia, Wendell Javier, and Sep Boris. So let's start with our introduction that will be discussed by Sandara Tabanao.
Pickleball is a paddle sport that combines elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong, using a paddle and plastic ball with holes. It is a game that is appropriate for players of all ages, and in the summer of 1965, pickleball was founded by Joel Pritchard, Bill Bell, and Barney McCallum on Bainbridge Island, Washington. Within days, Joel Pritchard had come up with the name Pickleball, a reference to the thrown-together leftover non-starters in the pickle boat of crew races. It was named by Joanne Pritchard in the summer of 1965, and years later they have a dog named Pickles inspired by the game itself.
Next is the equipments of pickleball that will be discussed by Leah Maring.
Equipments of pickleball. So there are 4 important equipments that will be used in a pickleball game. So these are the court, the net, the ball, and the paddle. So first thing is the court. The court should be used pickleball dimension. The regulation size of a pickleball court is 20 feet by 44 feet. This is similar to a badminton double court. So the net height is 36 inches on the end sidelines and 34 inches in the center. The center of the court has a 7-foot section on both sides of the net. This is known as the non-volley zone. A pickleball court is similar but smaller to a tennis court. Next is the net. The pickleball nets are typically around 34 inches high in the middle of the net and 36 inches high at the post and 20 feet wide. They are made out of lightweight metal or plastic, usually a fine mesh that will not snag players' clothing or skin. The netting is also typically brightly colored to be visible against the playing surfaces. Next is the ball. So pickleball uses plastic balls with perforated holes instead. Most would refer to this kind of a ball as wiffle ball. This ball moves through the air a lot cleaner than a tennis ball because they're a lot lighter and the holes create less drag. The last one is the paddle. So a pickleball paddle consists of a honeycomb. Its core meaning it's the middle layer of the paddle. So which is sandwiched between 2 faces, the surface of your paddle on each side. This core sandwich between the surface is called paddle. The surfaces are bonded to the core of both sides with a very strong adhesive. Paddles may be no longer than 17 inches or 43 cm. The combined length and width of a paddle may not exceed 24 inches or 61 cm. There are no restrictions.
Next is the dimension of pickleball that will be discussed by Angel Nalia.
The dimensions of a pickleball court. A typical pickleball court is roughly the same in dimensions as doubles of a badminton court. It measures 44 feet long including lines and 20 feet wide including lines. A pickleball court's net's height is 36 inches in the sidelines and 34 inches in the middle. Yes, this court looks like a tennis court because the fact that the course does not alter between singles and doubles makes a pickleball flexible. The court is striped with right and left service courts as well as 7-foot non-volley zone in the front of the net known as the kitchen. So, we've given a diagram at the sides that shows most of the key details about pickleball court dimensions.
Lastly is the rules of pickleball that will be discussed by Wendell Javier and Sep Boris.
Pickleball has several rules that govern its gameplay. Here are some rules. Number 1. Scoring. Games are typically played to 11 points and a team The server must stand behind the baseline within the sideline. Number 3. The double bounce rule. The serve ball must bounce once on each side before volleys are allowed by both teams. Number 4. The non-volley zone or the in-play zone. Players cannot volley or hit the ball in the air without letting it bounce while standing in the non-volley zone or the 7-foot area adjacent to the net. Number 5. The faults. Common faults include stepping into the end zone during a volley, volleying before the double bounce, and serving or slipping on the baseline. Number 6. Out of bounds. Out of bounds if the ball lands outside the court boundaries is considered out of bounds, resulting in a fault.
Dinking. Dinking, which involves short and controlled shots over the net, is allowed and often used strategically. Serving rotations. In doubles play, both partners on a team get the chance to serve, and they switch sides after scoring points. Faulted serve. A faulted serve is hitting the ball into the net or out of bounds, result in a side out, and the opposing team gets the serve. Line calls. Players are responsible for making their own line calls. If there is a dispute, a neutral third party may be consulted. Let serves. If the ball hits the net during a serve and lands in a proper service court, it is a let serve, and the server gets another attempt. Game conclusions. The game concludes when one team reaches 11 points, or an agreed upon number with 2-point margin.
And that's it. Thank you, everyone.